This week, I made a batch of candied jalapeños. This is a sweet and spicy condiment that you can make. I'm going to jump right into the recipe this week. I like to follow the recipe from this book right here. The first thing you need to do is collect 3 pounds of jalapeños. Now I'm hoping that you are growing your own, or you can find some from a local farmer's market. If not, store-bought is fine. Just make sure that they are firm and fresh and there's no rotting or molding spots in them. You are going to slice them up into 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch slices and then put them in a bowl and set them aside. Now I am wearing gloves while I cut these. This is optional. I know jalapenos are not that spicy, but in the past I have accidentally rubbed my face with the jalapeno oil and it does burn. So I like to wear gloves when I deal with spicy peppers, just so I remind myself not to touch my face. I did have a few peppers. These are banana peppers from my own garden. This is what it looks like. Just set this aside. We are going to make the syrup next. The syrup is 1.5 cups of vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. Just make sure it's 5% acidity. After the vinegar, you're going to need 4 cups of sugar. I just used regular old cane sugar, nothing special here, but meant 4 cups of sugar, and it is a lot, but you do need the 4 cups to make it sweet versus the spicy. Then you need a tablespoon of garlic powder. Then you're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of celery seeds. Then take your syrup mixture over to the stove, put it on medium or medium-high heat. You need to bring this up to a simmer so all that sugar dissolves. And yes, this is a very thick, heavy syrup, so it's okay if it looks like this. Go ahead and let that dissolve. And then you are going to take your jalapeno slices and put them into the syrup mixture. Mix this well, bring this up to a boil. You need to boil this for 5 minutes. While this is boiling, set up your water bath canner and get your jars soaking in some hot water. I am doing the 1/2 pint jelly jars. You can do pint jars if you want, but I think 1/2 pint jars are just fine for this recipe. Okay, skipping ahead, my jalapeno mixture has completed the 5-minute boil. Brought it off the heat. I am tightly packing these jars. You want to tightly pack your jars with the jalapenos first. That's a lot easier. Tongs help with this. I pack them up to a 1/2 inch headspace, and then after I get all my jalapenos in the jar, I will ladle the syrup afterwards. Your final headspace, you want it to be a 1/4 inch. Now, I only made about 4 jars because I didn't have the 3 pounds of jalapenos, but if you use the full 3 pounds, you should get anywhere from 5, maybe 6, depending on how big your slices are. And actually, if you can even push that to 4 pounds, because these jalapenos do shrink quite a bit, could get the most out of this syrup if you use closer to 4 pounds. But I only had 2.5, so I made 4 jars. After this, make sure you debubble very well. And then you are going to wipe your rims very well. So this is a very thick, sticky syrup. So really take your time cleaning these rims, making sure there's nothing in the way of the seal. Once they are all clean, of course, put your lids and bands on finger tight and load them up into your water bath canner. 1/2 pint jars need to be water bath canned for 10 minutes. If you did do the pint jars need to be water bath canned for 15 minutes. So I water bath canned these for 10 minutes. After they got out of the canner, I let them cool on the countertop for 12 hours before checking their seals. I washed the jars really well afterwards in soapy water, and then I put them down on my shelf. I hope this recipe helps. I will leave a link down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.